welcome to Updates from the Edge. I'm Councillor Wade Cleveland, and this is part 2 of what I think is going to actually become an ongoing series about the Yarmouth Fire Department. And what we're talking about today is recruitment, and I'm joined by Interim Chief Mike DeVoe. Mike, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, absolutely a pleasure. And what we're talking about is recruiting. And we're looking for more volunteers. Yep. Now, I know you mentioned it before, and I know it's hard to put a number on anything. It really is, because you don't want to be disappointed.
Absolutely.
But I know you have a number kind of in mind.
Yeah, my wish would be 10 volunteers for the year. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, what we're going to do is kind of take us through that process, all right? So we can start off with the application forms, and there's a webpage called helpfightfire.ca. So say I'm interested, I want to go.
Yes.
I go onto the webpage. That leads me to an application form, right?
Correct. It points you in the right direction so that you get to speak with the right people that will help you get the application form. We'll work with you to make sure that we put it in the right place so you can pick it up. COVID makes it more challenging. So right now when people come in, there's a mail slot by the door. I put their name on it and they just pick up the packet and go and review it.
Now, let's start with physical fitness, because I'm sure there have to be some degree of physical fitness. You have to be fit to do this job.
Absolutely. The job is very demanding. What we do, we run calls doing everything from, rescuing people, obviously fighting fire, dragging heavy hose lines, equipment, making those holes that you hear about people making in walls as firefighters. We do that because we need to. We do boat rescues, vehicle extrication, as I mentioned. So the job is very demanding. Once you get that packet that we'll provide for you, there's 3 basic things. There's an application that you fill out, very basic. It will help anybody through it, obviously. There's you have to go get a physical from your doctor, and that just gives us a benchmark so we understand that, Mike DeVoe is physically fit. He doesn't have an underlying health condition that makes him unable to do the job. And the other thing you need to have done is a criminal record check, because we're persons that are in a position that we enter homes, and we do with children, and we have to make sure that everyone is capable of doing those things.
Okay, so I filled out my application. I've gotten my doctor's report.
Yep.
I've dropped it off to you. I am reasonably fit. Okay, sure. Or at least, let's not talk about me, but we're reasonably fit, yep, and we're ready to go.
Okay.
What's the next step?
Well, the next step, once we get you all through the onboarding process, essentially is the training. We get you the PPE, that's the personal protective equipment that keeps you safe. We get you all set up with that, a pager, so that when the alarm goes off, you get a page. We also use texting, and you get your equipment. Then we begin the process of training. We use a few different methods of training to get to level 1, but essentially it takes about a year. What some of my career staff has referred to as a school year, which is a really good way to explain it. Mm-hmm. And it's normally, oftentimes right now, because of COVID and other reasons, it's part of it is self-based learning. So you're given the information, you can go home and go through the instruction manuals, and you teach yourself the home learning portion of it, and then you can come in and we work with you on the skills. So the skills are anything from using fire hoses, fire streams, to wearing breathing apparatus, what we call as SCBA, so that the breathing tank that you wear, and we take you through all that. That process, we make sure that you're competent and proficient in doing those jobs. And we take you through to the end, which is you're qualified as what we refer to in the NFPA standards as a level 1 firefighter.
Okay, so let's break it down a little bit. There's book learning, obviously. Then
yes,
there must be tests.
There is, absolutely. Along with the self-learning portion, there are tests within that. Every chapter has a test. And every chapter has a written test as well as a physical test. So we see that you're able to do the job, put the SCBA on, use the fire streams, use the equipment, use the techniques to keep yourself safe, as well as when you're doing firefighting or rescue, you're able to keep yourself safe as well as the citizens.
Are there opportunities for for training, as in, obviously you're coming in here and you're learning these things,
Yes.
but is there a lot of opportunity for you to come in and practice these things?
Oh, absolutely. All of the career staff, as well as the volunteers, we make sure that we work with those new students and our current firefighters to make sure that they maintain and get better at all those skills, and as well as our new firefighters. The staff are on 24/7 and they're always willing to help. They're subject matter experts and they're incredibly good, and they're not scary people. We're all, no one in the fire service is what I would call normal, because we're not normal people doing what we do, but they are incredible people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The career staff and the volunteers are world class, and we would love to be able to have anybody come in and talk about that.
That sounds fantastic. Now, you said a year, and you mentioned a school year. Is a year, like as in, it probably, if I started today, would it be this time next year when I would be able to go out on fires before you hit a level 1? Or
As you get through specific parts of your training, we allow you to do more tasks.
Okay.
Obviously, as a new firefighter that doesn't know anything, when I joined, the staff and the volunteers made sure that I was safe. We work very hard to make sure that everybody feels gainfully employed when they come on and do the job. So there's always jobs for everybody. Even as a new firefighter, there's plenty of interesting things that we can make sure that you have the ability to do.
Okay, and one more question before we wrap up this part of it, and that is, if I decide to come and I've got the application in and everything's good, and so you're going forward, you're getting the book learning now, and you're getting the training as well. What kind of time are you looking at for that training? How much time-wise is it going to take? It's going to take a bit.
It does. It's a large commitment. Back when I joined, and obviously it was pre-COVID, many years ago, it was every Tuesday night, I believe, plus as well we have Thursday night training twice a month. So there's several hours. The equipment, the commitment is quite large, but we have to expect that level of commitment to do what we do, because the job is inherently comes with some level of risk. We work very hard to mitigate that risk, but we have to, part of the way to mitigate that risk is training. So we have to keep our firefighters in what we call muscle memory, so that they don't have to think of those skills. They come naturally. And that's what our staff and our volunteers are very good at. We maintain that skill set on a regular basis.
All right, excellent. Thank you. If you want more information about this, all you have to do is start the process. And by starting the process, go online, go to helpfightfire.ca, or give us a call at 742-7411. And we'll talk some more. You want to talk some more afterwards?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank you.